this is Gayle. Welcome back to my channel. I am streaming live from Biloxi Beach right before spring break in 2018. Here it is in mid-March and spring break season has not started yet. I'm going to walk on the beach, around the beach area in just a minute, but I wanted to pop on and say hello. I've been traveling, so I haven't been doing the live stream quite as often as I normally would because of traveling. But I had the chance and I wanted to pop back on for just a few minutes. Now, if you guys caught my last live stream, you have heard the big news about 2019. I'll be going back to Alaska again on a mission trip. I'll be driving up. I'll be toting team supplies, so it should be really interesting and a lot of fun. I'll be broadcasting from there in different places along the trip. I've also got a big trip coming up in May. It's still in the works, but I'm hopeful that everything's going to work out. It looks really, really good. And that trip is going to be to New Mexico. We're going to be going straight out 40. So if you live on around 40, let me know. And we're right now planning to come and drop back south again as we head back to Tennessee. Now, speaking of heading places, I gotta tell you, several of you, hey, Beirut 00 is in. Welcome, Beirut. Thank you for stopping by today. I'm live streaming right here, right now from Biloxi Beach. That's what you see behind me. I am sitting in the van camper. That way you can hear me easier. Yay! And I've got my trusty sidekick over here too. Yeah, it is beautiful, Beirut. The beach is great. I was stunned to find out that it is off season. And we snagged a great motel. I'm going to have a video on it up in a few days. But we actually got a hotel for a whopping $89 a night plus tax. Incredible deal. I'm really happy. So, of course, we started out the trip in Arkansas, which is, it was a really great, yeah, that is an awesome price, Beirut 00. Thrilled to have gotten it. The thing was, we drove from East Tennessee around the Knoxville area over to Arkansas. We went to Hot Springs. Had a great time there, but it was so packed I could not breathe. It's very commercial, very packed. It was fun, but I really couldn't do anything because of all the crowds. We did get to do the National Park Visitor Center, and we did get some free hot springs water, which is supposed to be highly curative, very medicinal. So that was interesting. And I'll be doing a live stream, a video on that later. And then we ran over to Crater of Diamonds, which was really neat. We got to dig for diamonds. But we had problems there with off-leash dogs. And I had 2 dogs there that the owners at Hot Springs and at Crater of Diamonds, where the owners let their dogs off-leash, and then they came over and in like, quote, saying hi to dogs, which is what one owner said, they came up and they actually started, one of them started really growling at Tomlin a lot. And I'm like, we can't do this. So we went on over to Crater of Diamonds, and I'll be darned if we didn't have 2 dogs at Crater of Diamonds start growling and snapping at Tomlin. And I'm like, this can't happen. And one dog that started growling at him, his owner started beating him. And I'm like, you can't hit your dog. But he did it like 3 or 4 times. I mean, I didn't say that to him because he wouldn't have heard me. But I was just flabbergasted. I'm like, why let your dog? So I'm like, we'll go back sometime when it's not as crowded. Then in looking at where we could go, because I wanted someplace we could sit for a couple of days and relax. And of course we were in the van. So until that point, we'd only done one night at a campground. we got to looking, and the beach area here in Biloxi is not on spring break pricing. And then I got to checking some more, and we found out that I had enough points from when my daughter was in the hospital, and I was doing several hotel stays unexpectedly because of that. But I accumulated enough points that our first night here was actually free, and our second night we're paying, like I said, the $90, so, or $89 and some change. So I'm like, shoot, why didn't we start here first? So it's been nice. I'm going to walk along the sidewalk here for the minute, and you can see just how deserted almost this beach really is. It's not crowded at all. Yeah, Beirut, it is a surprise to hear about the no-leash dogs. I'm so mad about it. I mean, like, you have no idea. And yeah, so far in Biloxi, so far so good. We haven't had any problems. I'm really glad. It says, I've seen 2 people walking, and now it looks like 1 person in the water. Yes, directly behind me. Yeah, it's been really nice. And on the beach, they actually don't allow dogs unless it's a service dog. And so I think that's probably why we haven't had a problem. It's been really nice. But like even in the stores, we haven't had a problem. So I'm really, really glad. You know, if we have it to do over, I'm going to definitely start looking here in this area first. But the other beaches that we'd looked at, like Myrtle Beach and whatnot, they were all slammed. So I don't know if their spring break starts earlier than the Gulf Coast. Yes, Beirut, we do test the sand to see if it's hot before we take Tomlin out on the beach. We definitely do. And if we go out on the beach at all with Tomlin, we put his booties on him if it's the slightest bit warm, because the sand particles can get embedded in his paws, which is the number 1 reason. Number 2, which is equally important, is because of the warmth. So when I go walking, Tomlin's actually going to be here in the van. I'm just not going to walk very far at all, but enough to give you guys a better idea of the beach. In fact, why don't I hop out and do that? Okay, sit tight. But it's really been great. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. And you can see all this expanse. Oh boy. Ah, see if I can do this without falling. We already have 1 casualty on the trip, and that's the camera that I dropped last night. But we parked right up here next to this bench. Beirut 00 says that's a beautiful beach, and it is. The sand is really nice and white, and it's clean. And of course, in 2005, it's my understanding that everything you see behind me was completely destroyed by Katrina. Of course, hi Stellar Piper, welcome. Of course, they have brought, the beach back up to its pristine beauty, because it has been a long time. But I was told by one of the locals earlier that there are some areas that still are undergoing a recovery. I'm not sure what areas those are. That was just somebody I was talking to here at the beach. But you can see behind me, it's just beautiful. And it's not as commercial. There's not a lot of huge developments here on the beach, which is nice. You've got some, but it's not really super grown up like some beaches. And I don't know if that's because of hurricane damage or not. I understand that there was a building further down, and they chose apparently not to rebuild. So there you go, that gets you idea. It's just really calm. There's just not a lot of people. It's nice, and it's warm. So this is definitely the time of year where I would think about coming to the beach again. And you hear the car beeping. I gotta tell you, they love their horns here. We've heard more beeps. So I'm gonna hop back in the van so you can hear me. Plus, I don't want to leave Tomlin. Hi. Hello. Hey, buddy. You want to say hi to the world? Hi, world. Tomlin has become camera shy over the past several months. I don't know why. Hey, buddy. And we ate at this really good restaurant last night. Now, let me explain. My idea of good is just plain basic food. The restaurant is not a hot tourist attraction. It doesn't have a big artsy drinking vibe to it, and it was really good. Hold on just a second. Let me put this down and I'll tell you about it. And Stellar Piper, I agree. The best beaches aren't crowded. Totally agree with you here. I'll turn so you guys can see more of the beach behind me there. But the restaurant we went to last night is McElroy's. It's a family restaurant, McElroy's Harbor House Seafood Restaurant. And it's just a family restaurant. They had a good popcorn shrimp dinner. We did spend a lot of money. It was like $45, which for us is a lot for a dinner, but it was well worth it. And it was the fried popcorn shrimp. You got a huge pile of it, baked potato and salad or coleslaw, plus we did get iced teas. We have to have iced teas. So we got all that. It was really good, but again, not touristy, not popular. But it also did not have the touristy price, which was really good. Even though it was $45, it was still, you know, not as bad as some. So I'm looking now to see what the price was. I can't remember. It was popcorn shrimp. It was $16.75. So it was a little pricey, but well worth it. I would do it again. Stellar Piper, there is a restaurant in North Carolina that's very similar to this. I think it's called the Captain's Bay or the Captain's Catch. Really did remind me of that. Mom and Pop own it, and yeah, good food, good service. So we also, now when we were in Arkansas, even though it's a landlocked state, believe it or not, we found a good seafood restaurant there called Sam's. And they also, again, this much ambiance, okay, a big fat zero, but good food. And Stellar Piper says, oh, the seafood place in Waynesville. Yes. Sorry, I said Junaluska. It's kind of on the edge of Junaluska and Waynesville. That would be it. So yeah, everything's been really nice so far. Now, we stopped over at a national park, and I got my all-important passport book stamped. Baratavia, I believe it is. It's kind of hard to pronounce, and I'll have a video coming up about it later. But yeah, I got one of the stamps here in my passport book, which I love these things. And it was a great park. So far, it's all good. The Hot Springs National Park, which was there in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and then, yeah, the park there, Crater of Diamonds, and the park yesterday here in Louisiana. Beer Belly Travelers, hello and welcome. Yeah, I was just telling everybody we've been traveling a little bit, and so I haven't gotten my regular normal schedule back. So we should have everything going hopefully tomorrow. I thought I had some videos in the queue, but between school and this, actually kind of fell behind. So, I've got one that I'm working on now. I'm doing some rendering, and I'm really excited about it. Believe it or not, the piece of equipment that I got that I'm really excited about is actually a washing machine. So there's no cost now for me to do laundry, which is great. Ooh, Beer Belly Traveler says, terrible wind and snowy overcast weather here, LOL. Yeah, sorry about that. And congrats on the washing machine. Thank you. It's one of those, it's a best choice washing machine. I'm going to link to it later. It's in my Amazon store. It's been great. I was not sure if I would like it. It's got a spin dryer with it. So it's not like your regular washing machine at home, because I wanted something that would run off the solar inverter that we have, and I'm very happy with this one. It washes clothes well. It's just, you know, I wish I had a regular dryer, but that's not going to be possible on the solar inverter that we've got. So, but it does make life easier. You know, it's one of those things. It was less than $100. So at $3 to wash and another $3 minimum to dry. That's based on the hotel prices that we saw here. So it's not going to be that long until it's paid for. I'm being video bombed or YouTube bombed. It's whichever you want to call it. It's hubby. Hi to the hubby, says Aline.
Hello.
Yeah. Stream bombed. Yay! That's what it is.
Yes.
And Stellar Piper says, hi, Dad.
Hey, Alley Bug.
There you go.
Hey, Alley Bug.
Did you get some good photos?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm so sorry about breaking the camera.
It's okay. I forgive you.
Yeah, just to catch you guys up that just joined the stream, I managed to break my husband's camera last night. Oops.
And we're still married, so it's true love.
Yeah, Beer Belly Travelers, I actually dropped it, and, well, technically, he got the camera itself working, but the lens is totally, it's gone, so I owe him another lens. But he did get the camera working again, so I'm going to count myself lucky on that, so, yeah. Yeah, it's the Nikon D7200 Stellar. But, yeah, he handed it to me, and I just dropped it. I can't even say I fell this time. Last time I broke a camera, it's because I fell. And then the last time that I broke the camcorder, it's because I fell. So, yeah, this time I don't have that for an excuse. It just dropped. So, oops. But he says he forgives me.
I do.
Stellar Piper says, rest in peace, lens. Check McKay's. I really like the lens that I got from them. We will. Actually, I got to tell you, I found a great price on a used lens from Adorama, $219. So when we get back, if we can stay in budget on this trip, then hopefully, like between the Etsy store and stuff, I'll be able to get the lens, hopefully, before we leave for New Mexico, which is in May. So lots of traveling this spring. And Stellar Piper is asking, which lens are we holding a funeral for? Actually, Stellar, that's the Nikon kit lens, the newer kit lens that they've got. the 18 to 140.
Well, 18105 died.
The 18 to 105 died. Sorry, I've got to replace it with the 18 to 140. I don't know. He gets some kind of lens. That's all I know. Well, I also know I have to pay for it. So, Aline at Beer Belly Travelers, what equipment do you use? I know Stellar's on Canon. I'm on Nikon for right now. I'm thinking about jumping ship though. Beer Belly Traveler says for blogging. Yeah. Or whatever equipment you like best. Because I know you do some photography work too. Or vlogging. Yeah. Right now I'm using my phone for vlogging. A Beer Belly Traveler says, well, my equipment was purchased for my photography business, but I do use it for vlogs. It's the Canon 7D Mark II. That's an awesome camera. Stellar Piper says, her offer still stands for me to take hers out for a spin. It's a few generations old. I still may do that. Beer Belly Traveler says her main lens is the 18 to 135. But I have 7 lenses. Awesome. Stellar says that's a good camera. Jealous. And Beer Belly Traveler says she uses a ProMaster tripod system and an external mic with a boom cover. Good for you. I've got the travel tripod from Me Photo that I use, and I like that pretty well. Then I've got a lavalier mic with a cover on it, and I also have the boom mic. And she says, I currently don't use a flash behind the build-in, but I'll be getting a new one for wedding photography. It's awesome. I just looked at the Neewer, Newer, on Amazon for the flash systems. They are so cheap. I've been really hesitant about looking at them, but I actually talked to somebody who had hands-on and loved them. I was really surprised, but I didn't expect anything quality out of them. So, and then for home, for a lighting set at home for portrait photography, I've got a Limo Studio set. Beer Belly Traveler says Newer isn't too bad for a cheaper price point, but I'll get Canon brand $649 for the one I require. There you go. And you're probably better off with a brand. I was just stunned to find out that Newer was any good at all. I pretty much put them in like the trash, bottom of the line, real bottom of the line category. Oh no, that's something you don't see every day. See the ice cream van that just went by? Believe it or not, it's blaring rap music. I've always heard the ding diddly ding ding. But no, this one's got the rap going on. And Beer Belly says, a photographer at a wedding I went to had a small diffuser flash unit thing, which I thought was super nifty, for sure. And then she says, it's not bad, gets the job done for the basics. Dana uses Newer lens filters for our drone. And she says, rap music, yeah. Jake 70,000 is in. Hi Jake, welcome to the live stream. Mr. Mach 1 has just come in. Stellar Piper says that's different. And Beer Belly Traveler says that's cool. And everybody's saying hello to each other, which is awesome. But yeah, I hadn't... Rap music on an ice cream truck is kind of different. Kind of cool, but kind of different. I guess when you get into a beach area, anything goes, even on off-season. Which is kind of neat. I'll take it. I'm just glad to be sitting at the beach. So. Another good thing over vacationing here instead of in Arkansas is it is a lot warmer. It's a really pleasant temperature here. The high was like 60-something degrees in Arkansas. Oops. Beer Belly Traveler says, got to get back to editing, but happy to have caught you live. Cheers. Have fun at the beach. I am. And Stellar Piper says, have a good day, Beer Belly. Yeah. I really can't get over that right now it's off season at the beach because I just thought spring break would be happening here, and it's not. I'm so excited. Because you can tell there's like nobody walking along the beach behind me. It's real. Oh, there's 2 people walking on the sidewalk, as opposed to like hundreds, like I was afraid it was going to be. This has been really nice. It's also nice. We're going to go over to the visitor center. We actually drove by there last night, and it was really pretty over there, but that was not crowded. Not a lot of people out walking around and taking photos of the beach, which was also kind of nice. I got a couple of nice sunshot pictures. Those are actually up on my Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Gayle Crabtree, just like the channel, GAYLECRABTREE. Yeah. So what kind of things have you guys thought about doing for vacations and traveling? I know you guys got my big announcement about going to Alaska, and then in May going to New Mexico. Jake 70,000 says sleep. That's not a bad idea either. Whatever that is. That's something we all have to catch up on periodically. Stellar Piper says, Jake, that sounds like a fun idea. I agree. Yeah. And best of all, for right now, I've not had anybody have their dog come up and bark and growl at Tomlin like I did in Arkansas. And I am so grateful. Jake 70,000 says, I know, right? I don't get much anymore having to average 70,000 steps. Good heavens! Is that in a day? Are you in training? Stellar Piper says that's a lot of steps. And yes. Jake, I'm going to be honest with you on that. That is awesome, amazing, fabulous, and I'm just a little bit jealous because with my leg and my leg brace, I'll never be able to do that. So you go and you keep on going and you celebrate that because that's an amazing thing. And Stellar Piper says, is that in any way tied to your scream? Is that in any way tied to your screen name. And Jake says, oh, well, rest in peace. Okay. But do celebrate that, because that's a neat thing to get to do. So, Stellar Piper, are you going to be going to Alaska? Or do you know yet? I see people fishing. As far as travel goes, I'm hosting soon. A friend coming to Cincinnati and stopping by our place. Don't know yet. That's cool. Jake says, today I fell asleep 2 to 3 a.m. and didn't get up until 3:20. Wow, Jake, that's really hard. That's really hard on the body to not get sleep like that. That's really tough. Definitely not your, what is it they suggest now, 8 to 10 hours a day? Which I don't do either, just saying. And if you guys get a chance, do go ahead and give me a big thumbs up and click like, please. Stellar Piper says, I've done that a few times. It's not something I recommend. Agreed. Jake says, so I've done awful 44.82. That's not bad. That's what, a mile or close to it? Or over? Are there like 3,000 steps in a mile, I think I heard? Jake says 2, I think. Stellar Piper says that's still pretty decent. Oh, I agree. That's awesome. Jake, that's pretty amazing. I don't know if you know it, but I lost partial use of my right leg a couple of years ago and was actually on a walker for a while. And it took me a few months with my foot and ankle relearning how to walk. So I admire you, even being able to do the 4,000 steps. That's nothing to slouch about. And I just got a text message from someone with an attachment. I don't know if you're able to catch the live stream, but if you see this later, I'll get to you. Just know I got it, and I'll check that after the live stream. And Jake says that was me. Was that you sending the attachment, or was that you with relearning? And Jake says yes. The attachment. Okay. Thank you for the attachment. That's great. All right, well, I usually do the live stream for an hour, I know, but my battery is beginning to deteriorate. And Jake says, just to prove how awful it is, but I will have to do more. Jake, you can do it. If you can do 4,000 plus, I bet you can do it. And Stellar Piper says, the in-laws are coming over next month too for husband's birthday. Aw, that'll be good. Lots of people traveling. That's cool. Yep. Yep, Stellar Piper says. Okay. Well, as my phone, before my phone completely deteriorates, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. But before I do, I'm going to give you guys another unrestricted view of this gorgeous, gorgeous beach behind me. And then I'll sign off, and thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all out, about, and online. Bye.